Hello, and welcome to another great episode of The Raw Deal. I am Boxer, and I'm joined by my special guest, as always, Dictator. Dictator, how you been?
I've been alright. I've been burning up a lot of my free time on Uncharted 4 these days.
Ah, yes, yes. We'll leave that towards the end of the show, but definitely excited to hear what's going to happen there. By the way, we will spoil the crap out of it because I don't care about spoilers. And yeah. Oh, and also I wanted to bring up that we might also spoil a little bit of Captain America. What do you call it? Civil War. Just because
I'm
it's
okay
just.
with that one.
That's more from my end. Anyways,
Yep.
uh, we also have some other news that just came about. For instance, well, let's just get right into it. Good old Dictator here sent me a message on social media, which indicated that Capcom has just announced through, I think, Reddit. I can't remember which one. That in the beginning of the original Street Fighter, there were these two characters who, first Street Fighter 2, there were these two characters who boxed each other for a good, for like 5 seconds, one hit. And they're finally getting names. For lack of a better racist term, the white guy's name is Scott, and the black guy's name is Max. And he's also very gaudy and all that.
So how long have these guys just been these two nameless dudes?
About 25 years, if I'm not mistaken. 25 years of nameless. Who the heck were these guys? And I don't think it's like, I never thought that they really needed names. I thought they were just like, you know, they're just like you never. Okay, there are certain characters that are unforgettable in this game. Characters that were not playable and were just unforgettable because it's like, oh my gosh, you see the character, you know where that character is from, what game he's from. Like that one.
Like cameo guys.
Well, not even just cameo guys. I mean, okay. There's a guy dressed in a shady guy wearing shades in the middle of the night, dressed in a blue jacket, all buttoned up, and he's got a hat, if I'm not mistaken. But if I saw a picture of him, I knew that he's the background guy in the Las Vegas stage for Boxer.
Oh, the pimp looking dude. Yeah, I know what you're talking about now.
And then there's the other guy who's also the background there, where he's just kind of throwing punches to the side, like yeah, yeah. Uh,
Yeah.
there's the guys who look like they're extras from Top Gun and Giles theme. There's the fisherman guys over. They didn't need names. Well, especially the pimp-looking guy. That would be really funny if someone made a fanfic with just him.
Dude, I actually want to see that guy as like a DLC character later on.
Oh, that'd be funny. That'd be so funny. Though I'm gonna do some investigations to see if there's any hint that these Scott and Max would actually be in Street Fighter V.
Right.
And go look back at the old articles on the which voice announcer files or in the PC version to see if there's one for Scott or for Max. I think there might actually be one for Max. So I'd be very because it's we were wondering which character those words, maybe it was a code name or something. So I'm kind of excited to see what they'll do. If they make them as simple as possible, where all their moves have no flair to it, I'd laugh.
Well, like a couple of dance.
Well, not maybe a couple of dance, but it's like, hey, I can beat you up because my Street Fighter moves are just regular moves. Like there's no fire, I mean, look, Ken has freaking fists of fire, right? And
Yeah.
and Ryu's got his whole electric fists, and like everybody's got something extra. Why don't these guys be the regular Joes?
Yeah, so I could see that, man.
I mean, granted, I think it's like just take them.
If we're gonna go that direction, I'd make him something like kind of spud. Maybe a cross between Fei Long and Alec.
Yeah, without the fire. Like literally what really splits these guys apart is that they don't look super.
right?
Yeah,
Like they look like they're maybe at most they look like a Final Fight boss.
yeah. That's a good description. For those of us who actually remember a Final Fight.
I know some people are going to be kind of cynical about like, oh, Capcom's like scraping the barrel or something. But honestly, if they make them into characters, that would actually make me pretty happy because I wouldn't really look at it from as like Capcom just kind of scraping the barrel, but kind of like I feel it's kind of like a throwback sort of thing.
Yeah, it's a throwback. I think it's honor.
Yeah. Because I mean, every time when I was a kid, every arcade I went to, there'd always be multiple Street Fighter machines. And if you go in at the time of day when a lot of teenagers are still in school or something's going on, and a couple of those machines would be empty and just running through their demo, you would always see those two guys. One dude gets punched out before the camera pans on top to the skyscraper to the Street Fighter 2 billboard. And I remember as a kid, I always trying to figure out who are those guys supposed to be? Is the guy we now know as Scott? Is he supposed to be Ken because he's blonde?
Yeah, I had the same thought. Like Ken? What?
Right. So it's kind of I don't know. I think it's kind of cool. But then again, I'm also the guy who thought it would have been funny if in Marvel vs. Capcom there was a generic World War II looking pilot character, actual fighting playable character, who was the pilot of the P-38 in 1942.
Wow.
And I was like, dude, his special could be he has this plane come in and does that lightning attack.
Let's see, what else on the news? Oh, I don't know if you want to talk about this, but I finally saw the full video of the angry video game nerd explaining why he dislikes and won't review the Ghostbusters movie.
Yeah, I saw that one too. Without going into the backlash that he got, because that's a whole nother episode right there.
Mm-hmm.
As far as his reasoning goes, it's literally the exact same reasons why I'm not going to spend money on that movie.
Yeah, no, I agree with his reasonings, and not for the ways that people try to twist his reasonings. So you're right. We can do that in another episode. Another video game news for Street Fighter. My Nikali still sucks.
I still need to get the game.
But my Street Fighter 2 Turbo Guile has been getting better. Because I play both tournaments on Wednesdays, and last time I was only really knocked out by people who were so good. People who you ever meet those people that own? Actually, you probably haven't, but there are people out there who hang out, gather around, and meet a couple times a week, and they spend hours playing 2 Turbo.
It wasn't too terrible, but there was a guy that I worked with when I was at Konami who it wasn't Street Fighter, but it was Soul Calibur, and yeah, he was an Evo competitor. I don't know how far he got, but I mean, let's just say that he was the top Soul Calibur guy in the office.
Wow, that says a lot, seeing as I know you play it pretty well.
Yeah, in the office I was maybe, let's see. It kind of depended on what day I was having. I'd either be, with the group just belowhand, or one more below that, really depending on the kind of day it's having.
Nice.
I mean, I've had some days there at the, 6 feeders and so deal. I'm just cleaning house, and getting very close. Very, very close games with one of the other top guys in the office. And then there's other days, I'm just not on my game for whatever reason. But yeah, no, I gotta get the rust off of that game. I haven't played in freaking forever.
There's the although granted, as of I was playing around with Nikali last night, and I found out that he has some messed up tricks or that I can't abuse in the round, but I definitely could probably do it like 2 or 3 times in a row. So if you do a jump towards the opponent, and then you press hard punch really high in your jump, and just high enough where the end of the hard punch just barely touches the guy and the guy's blocking, that gives you free reign while they're in their block stun to go straight into your throw.
Oh.
So if I can get them to block my jump, he goes straight in the throw.
Sounds almost like an exploit. I think they might fix that if enough people complain about it.
I mean, that's the thing. It's like they have their ways out of it. So if they that's only if they don't try to jump right after they get hit. So
Right.
if they block and then go immediately to jump, my throw won't catch them. But to me, it's a really safe move. So I'm gonna try to. I only found that out last night, so I'm gonna try to incorporate that into my game. I mean, Capcom. I mean, for people who've been playing Street Fighter 4 and Street Fighter 5, Capcom's been trying to really push with features that allow a beginning player to try to learn the game. So they have these like trial modes where every character gets like 10 different like combos that you can practice, and when you finish one combo, they move you to the next one. So it's kind of
the 3D one kind of did something like that.
oh, okay. Oh my gosh, Alpha 3D.
Kind of.
But
Yeah, they have they give you the combos and you have to complete it, and you get points as you do them.
nice.
But it doesn't sound as in depth as what they're doing here. Like it was kind of like they still sort of just let you on your own, but they'll show you like the motions of what to do.
Yeah, no, same with here. But what they didn't do is show you all the best combos or show you the interesting stuff, like this whole jump to throw, command throw that I've just discovered for myself. There's nowhere I would have learned that other than maybe on the forums and someone pointing that out. But even
I mean, it might just be that even the developers don't know everything you can do in it. I mean,
yes,
there's so many like, I don't want to say like permutations, but there's so many permutations of button inputs that there's no way they can know everything.
very true, very true. Okay, well, we can get off the Street Fighter boat right now. That covers most of it.
Since we're on Capcom, I did catch this going on. I guess Capcom's doing I don't know if they're actually going to do it, but it seems like they're interested in Mega Man again.
Yeah, because they keep trying to kill the Mega Man Unlimited project or whatever.
Yeah, but now it seems like are they planning on releasing like a collection or something?
Yeah, I heard about the collection. It's like an HD upgrade collection. It's one of the things that it's like, hey, what's the best way for us to make money immediately on the new console without actually having to do anything too great? Well, let's do an HD remake. So
I could be persuaded to pick up or to download like an HD remake of some of the X series if they release it on cheap, like $15 or something like that.
Most of these remakes, what they do is they combine, especially if it's a series like Mega Man, where you literally have like a bunch of games in one. They'll combine like maybe 3 to 6 of the games, and then market it as 75% of full price. So it's a really, I'm gonna bet it's gonna come out at like $40 at first, but it's gonna have like 6 of them.
If they really want to get my money, this will guarantee you get my money. They take Mega Man 3, they tweak the they redo the visuals and make it look like the Olden Sphere game, the side-scroller beat 'em up that's coming out in about a week.
If they were really smart, I kind of agree with you. If they were really smart, they should just do what do you call it? Have the ability to switch between original graphics and upgraded graphics.
Oh yeah, dude, that would be. Then there's literally nothing people can complain about at that point.
Right. So I don't know. I'm looking forward to that as well. I have like no money right now, but like I have so little money right now. I'm still considering which one I'm getting first, Doom or Uncharted. And every time I see like new media or something about one or the other, it switches my opinion.
Oh man, do it Uncharted because me and that other guy are waiting for you.
Oh my gosh. Well, how is let's jump into Uncharted now. How is Uncharted?
Holy crap! I mean, you remember before the game came out, I was always talking about like, oh, I'm just gonna let it blow my balls off. It did. I mean, it.
All right, let's break it down.
Let me break it down. I'll start with the gameplay first and save the anything that has to do with the plot later because that's spoilers. Gameplay wise, it's basically like Uncharted 2. You can't throw grenades back, which on one hand I was kind of disappointed, but on the other hand it did really make it super easy at times. But you know the gameplay, everything you've come to expect from Uncharted is all there. But they also added in this grappling hook feature, and they integrated it really well. It wasn't like it didn't really feel forced like the touchscreen features were in Golden Abyss. But it really it added to the flow. Like a perfect example is one of the other new things they added are these they're basically slopes that you slide down on now. So you can have one sequence you got Drake jumping off a short cliff and sliding down on one of these slopes. Only at the end it's a cliff, but above the slope there's a hook point for the grappling hook. So you're sliding down this thing, you hook on this thing, and you swing over to another cliff.
Nice. So you got time.
And, yeah. And they also use it in other ways, like you can use it for climbing up, climbing down, climbing down in the holes of caves. So it felt like it belonged there. It didn't feel really like forced or really just kind of shoved in your face. In a sense, it felt like it was always there to begin with. That kind of feeling like it was always a part of the game.
Nice.
The driving sequences.
Actually, before going to driving sequences, I do have one quick question. I need you to verify. I heard that there's a setting that you can set it so that you don't have to mash a button. You can actually hold the button.
Yes, that's it. I'm glad you brought that up because I'd almost overlooked that. But yeah, you can. In the previous Uncharted, there's sequences there where you gotta mash the triangle button or mash the punch button. But now you can set it so you just hold the button down instead of mashing it. And I've actually changed it to that setting. It's not. I prefer it that way. But yeah, it's become so just kind of faded to the background. I almost don't even notice it anymore that there's a change there. But yeah, you can't switch it over to where you just hold it now instead.
Nice. I was worried that it'd be too much of what do you call it? Not mini. What do you call those things again? Where it's the buttons?
QTEs.
Yeah.
There are kind of QTE sequences, but they're nowhere near as bad as the boss fight in Uncharted 1. I mean, the last fight in here is semi-QTE, and I say semi because you can get away with just mashing the right button. You have a really, you have a big window to get the command input in, and you don't automatically die if you miss it.
Nice.
So it's really, that's why I call it semi-QT. There's a lot of room to slip up there.
Okay, so it's not that hardcore.
No. It's not something that's going to be like rage-inducing, like how it caused me to rage sell
Hold on. I have a mad update right now.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm playing Street Fighter right now because you know how we
Right.
record our shows, and they made a change to a level. In the original Street Fighter, when it first came out, if you played the New York level, you can see not Abel. What's the name of the guy? The grappler guy right now, that just came out.
Alex?
Yeah, you can see Alex in the background in the New York level, right?
Right.
And when you play him on the New York level, he disappears from the background. So it's pretty cool that they've done that. But
Oh, like the little things like that?
yeah, but that's how they introduced the character. He was there before he was playable. Well, they made a change to Guile's level. So it's the airport level, airbase level, and they added a guy in the background. It's Max. I can tell by the belt buckle.
Oh, Max from
The article.
the original opening?
Yeah, from the article we were just talking about, based on the pictures you showed me, the belt buckle that says Max on it is there, and it's a black guy.
That's cool.
He's not fully bald in this. He's got a little mini blue mohawk, but whatever,
Right.
you know. So I'm excited, man. It's coming out.
That is awesome.
But anyways,
I love when you do little things like that. Just little attention to details like that is great. And speaking of attention to detail, man, there's a lot of like just little things that go on in Uncharted, and the level of detail in the graphics, holy crap. So one of the things in my personal life, one of the things I like to do, I do a lot of amateur photography, and I do a lot of scenery shots. And on Uncharted 4, they added a camera mode, and I have taken maybe close to 100 scenery shots in the game using the camera mode. And with the PS4's save feature, you can actually take your screenshots and use as wallpapers for your computer or whatnot. And there was one view that was you have me climbing out of a tower, and the camera pulls back, and you can see the tower kind of in the foreground with a port city in the background.
yeah.
It's a really good cinematic view, and I took a screen grab of that. That's my PS3 wallpaper.
Nice. Well, how close is it to when they did it in Uncharted 3, where you had that tower?
You mean with the control scheme?
Yeah.
It wasn't. It's closer more to Uncharted 2 than 3 because of the grenade throwback. But I mean, overall, they didn't fix what wasn't broke. So once the only thing they did was maybe tweak around the button placement. Like if you remember on the PS3, it's those like L1 and R1 buttons that I aim and shoot. Now it's the triggers, but you can change it back to legacy control setting default. Well, I mean for the most part, you pick up that controller. If you played the previous games, you're right at home. You know what? The combat, the fist fighting felt a little bit more bland. I mean, do you remember in Uncharted 2 that you would do like square triangle or square triangle for combos?
Yeah. They took that out?
And now it's just kind of mashing square.
Oh, I mean,
that is one thing I dinged them on. That they kind of simplified the hand-to-hand combat, and it just feels a little bit. It just feels lacking now.
well, I mean, maybe they just wanted to make it simpler for the new people.
Yeah, it could be that. I did mention before that some of the weapons got a little bit of an upgrade. Like shotguns have a little bit more range to them now. Let's see, what should I go on next? Oh, vehicles. There is a sequence where you're in Africa, flying around in in a truck, and then the sequence they showed off at E3 where you're driving through the city in in said truck or the Jeep. No, the vehicle sequences was great. Even the ones where we were fighting in them. Like again, it didn't feel out of place. It didn't feel forced, and it definitely feels like there's more freedom to it than say the jet ski sequences in the first game.
Oh my gosh! Don't remind me of that.
In Uncharted 1, there are a couple of sequences there where Drake and Elena were going up the river on a jet ski, and you control both. Like Nate was steering the thing, and you can also use the right stick to aim, and Elena was shooting a grenade launcher. And you had other guys on the side of the riverbank, and you had explosive barrels coming down the thing. But it was really like super linear, like you guys were going up a river. Here, there's like, for example, the segment where you guys are plowing through the city. There's so many different ways to go through it. It's like it's kind of like a chase sequence in GTA. Well, you can say multiple paths. I was playing through when I played, I was sticking to the roads, but then I started driving through people's yards and stuff. And this is kind of when I was talking about detail earlier, it kind of spikes it up a little bit. If you plow through people's houses and through their yards, the dialogue changes a little bit. Like Sully says something along the lines of, "Are there any fences you haven't hit yet?" or something like that. So that was.
Well, speaking of lines, you were mentioning something about the writing.
All right. Well, we're not going into the plot just yet. All the one-liners that Nate still talks to himself, and a lot of the one-liners he has is all still there. His banter with Sully is it's still there. Like the dialogue portion of writing was it's just pretty much the same. What we've all come to expect out of Uncharted. Like Nate still feels kind of like that cross between John McClane and Indiana Jones.
Nice.
Like there's some sequences there. I'm doing something crazy, like climbing up some high cliff or doing something crazy with a rope, and he's going, saying something along the lines of like, "Oh, Nate, what are you doing?" Like refer to himself in the third person, like how John McClane would.
Are there is there any more areas you wanted to talk over before going to the spoiler area?
The multiplayer. I haven't spent too much time in multiplayer. I've mainly been spending my time in the trial portion. But what was part of the biggest disappointment was they don't have the co-op multiplayer levels that were like kind of the mini campaign levels that they had in the previous games.
Okay.
But with they added in the trial levels, which is pretty much kind of like what you were describing with Street Fighter a little while ago. Basically a set number of goals, like kill X people with grenades, or gain, like say 2,000 points with grenades by the end of the time limit, or kill two of the we like to call them Arnolds. They're these big guys with Gatling guns.
Oh my gosh, they're still around?
Oh yeah, they're still around. And the reference is pretty obvious. Arnold Schwarzenegger. But kill two Arnolds before time runs out, or something like that, or spawn two Arnolds. And I think were they different? There are kind of. Well, there's not really different classes as opposed to different loadouts, so you can fully customize your loadout. Oh, that's the other thing too. There's also more variety to the weapons. Like remember before in Uncharted 2 and 3, you get like the assault rifle with a scope, but it's only 3-round bursts.
Yeah.
Well, now one of them comes with one of them is full auto. Uh, they brought in, they added in the mini 14, which it bridges the gap between sniper rifle and the FAL from the previous games. It's more sniper oriented, but it has a higher rate of 70 auto fire, and it's more medium range. So it's got a good punch. It got a good punch to it. It's actually one of my favorites in single player.
Any other? Do they have a? Okay, I know this is gonna happen to me. In multiplayer, do they have big guns where you can just blow yourself up?
Yeah. I mean, the RPG is still there. You can still get those big Gatling guns that make you slow as hell.
Yep, but the Gatling guns won't blow you up. It's like rocket-propelled grenades.
Yeah. Either grenades are still there, rocket launchers are still there. You remember that damn China Lake from Call of Duty?
Yes.
That thing is in
No.
Uncharted 4.
I'm never picking that up. Never. Never gonna pick that up.
Yeah, that thing is in the game now. So, I mean, the weapon variety is great, and there's a lot of features that they put in multiplayer. Like now you have smoke grenades. They can toss into a group and run into melee people. What else? That's kind of really all as much I have to say as far as the multiplayer goes. I've been waiting for you guys to hurry up and get it, so I haven't really been spending too much time in doing anything beyond the trials.
Okay.
One more thing before spoilers. I've also been actually it's what I'm doing right now. I'm playing the game, streaming it from my PS4 to the Vita, and that works really great actually.
Really?
I mean, as far as the gameplay aspect of it goes, you can tweak the. I will say that the default settings play like crap on the Vita, so you have to switch it back to the legacy settings to make it playable.
Okay.
And R1 and L1 are mapped to the R and L buttons on the Vita. The triggers are mapped to the touchpad on the back, and the L3 and R3, the stick buttons are mapped to the lower corner of the front of the screen, the screen. And playing it with aim and shoot mapped to the touchpad on the back is really awkward. But once you remap it, once you change the setting to legacy, it plays great. The only issue I've had, which is probably has to do more with my internet connection, is every once in a while the Vita will lose connection to the PS4. So I'm not sure if that has to do with any of the coding in the game itself or my internet connection. I suspect it's more my internet connection, but one, it's really playable, and two, it looks great on that. Even with that small screen, it still looks great.
Nice.
And the only other thing is you might need to tweak the sensitivity settings on for the sticks, because it's a little bit more. Since the Vita has shorter sticks, it by default kind of makes it more sensitive, only because you're not tilting the stick as far to get the same range of motion. If that's making sense.
Yes.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean that's the connectivity with the Vita. That's great on it. And finally, I guess moving on to the plot, you can. It's not a bad thing, but you can definitely tell there's a different writer for this one.
Really?
Yeah, like one of the biggest things one of the biggest, I guess, deviations from the plot of the previous Uncharted is at the end there's always something wrong with the treasure Nate's after at the end. Like there's either something supernatural with it, or in the case of Golden Abyss, it was all radioactive.
Oh.
But like Uncharted 1, the El Dorado,
It's cursed, right?
Yeah, there's a curse on it where this mist
Spoiler alert.
sorry. Yeah, this mist will come out of the sarcophagus and turn people into zombies, basically. Then Uncharted 2, it was this sap that would give people that drank it kind of superhuman abilities, but the stuff was pretty explosive. And it kind of
explosive. That's an
this is kind
understatement.
of conjecture on my part, but I think in the long run it makes people crazy. Because you remember some of the guys you had to fight there were just these sort of savage people.
Yeah.
So there's that. Then Uncharted 3 had the tainted water that when you drank it, it gave people crazy acid trip, and maybe a little bit of hypnosis or mind control abilities. But in Uncharted 4, there was nothing materially wrong with the treasure at the end. What was the thing that I would say that's wrong with the treasure at the end was just everybody's greed kind of got out of hand. Greed was pretty much what brought down the previous
civilization.
The previous civilizations or holders of the treasure. So I was a little bit disappointed with that since when I was playing through the game, you start seeing. This is where we're getting into spoiler territory now. So if you don't want to hear spoilers, go click that red X on top of the box. But as you play through the game, basically Nate's going after pirate treasure in this case. You come across a pirate colony and you start seeing signs of wait a minute, did they have a civil war here? You start seeing signs of things going more than slide. So as I'm going through there, I'm starting to think based off of previous Uncharted games, okay, what's wrong with the treasure? What is tainting the treasure? What supernatural thing is wrong with it? And then at the end, you just find out, it was all just people just got greedy. That's kind of I thought that was a disappointment. I was expecting something crazy to happen at the end.
Oh well. Well, this one seems also to be the most realistic of the games in that sense,
It is. I do give it that. The other thing is, there was definitely more emphasis on the plot being about a pair. In previous games, every once in a while you have Elena kind of with you, but then she gets separated.
Yeah.
Or in Uncharted 2, you'll be with Chloe or be with Sully, and they get separated. Nate's mostly by himself for the most part. Here in Uncharted 4, most of the game you're with Sam. But there's only really a few segments here and there where you're by yourself, but one way or the other, Sam is either with you or not far away from you. And the journey, the plot is less. It's like The Last of Us in that it's two people. Even though you can't really tell Sam to do stuff the way you tell Ellie to, but yeah, the plot is two guys. It's Tommy Boy going on a pirate treasure hunt.
But that was the writer's decision, right? The game could not progress normally.
Yeah, and the other thing was with the plot, it's with Sam, it doesn't feel like they forced him in because they took the plot, back to explore more of Nate's background. And by that, for example, you find out, Marlo mentions it in Uncharted 3 that Drake is not his real last name. you find out here how he got that last name. And the way Marlo made it out, she just kind of felt like, Nate just kind of appropriated the name just so he can kind of feel some kind of self-worth. But here they go into it more, and it turns out it came from their mom.
What?
Yeah, so there's a scene where Sam and Nate break into this old lady's mansion looking for their mom's notebook, because apparently she was a historian, and they find her notes, but they also come across the old lady who lives in the mansion, who turns out to be their mom's boss. Like, her mom was working for her, and it turns out she was an adventurer too.
The mom or the old boss?
The old boss.
Oh wow.
So the mom was literally like the brains behind the old boss's work. So the idea of Drake having illegitimate heirs was their mom's idea. So to kind of carry on, sort of honor their mom, they changed their last names to Drake. So it wasn't that Nate and Sam were trying to make it like they were related to Francis Drake, but rather, they're honoring kind of their mom's legacy.
Oh, okay. See, I
thought that was, yeah.
See, I always thought that was because of the it was how he introduced himself to Sully.
Yeah. Apparently, yeah. They met Sully, I guess, a little bit later after that. Because it almost shows Nate was still living in the orphanage, but after they broke into the mansion, and now the cops were after them. They couldn't really go back. So I'm guessing, trying to fit this in the timeline, I'm guessing Nate met Sully probably just after that, because Sully was also familiar with Sam. So.
Oh, Sully was? Okay.
Yeah, because when they initially meet each other, Sully mentioned something that Sam like, I know we don't see eye to eye a lot, but I'm glad you're okay, or something like that. Yeah, there's some dialogue there that shows they knew each other back then too.
Okay.
At first, I was a little bit concerned that it might water down Sully's part as the father figure to Nate.
Yeah.
But it still sort of worked. That aspect of the relationship stayed intact.
Okay, that's good. Because they've been building that up since Uncharted 1.
Yeah. So that's still intact, especially the part where Stan asked Sully why is he even coming along still, and Nate's kind of in the other room, and Sully basically says, well, someone has to keep an eye on him. So that aspect of it is still there. There's something else in the plot that I wanted to go into. But yeah, like going into the past helps the character of Sam flow into the whole Uncharted mythos without feeling like he just kind of
was grafted on.
Like oh look, here's his brother all of a sudden. And another thing was, towards at the end of the game, it was the way the game ended was like the perfect send off to Nathan Drake.
Really?
So what happened is, at the start of the game, Nate's working for a salvage company, and he's bored with that life. So that's pretty much how Sam's able to just like kind of drag him back into the adventuring life. So at the end, it looks like they lost all the treasure since the ship that was on sank, but apparently Sam was able to pocket some of it. And at the end, there's a scene where he gives Elena a hug, and apparently there, he slipped some of the coins that are covered into her pocket. But they used that money to buy the salvage company, and from there they start. He's basically still doing kind of what he does, like the treasure hunting and archaeology stuff, but he does it from like the legit side. Like he's not breaking into places and stealing stuff, and they're actually able to build up a legitimate fortune. So the game actually ends after like the ending sequence of the plot. It goes back to the Crash Bandicoot cameo.
Oh yeah, you didn't mention that yet. So
yeah, it comes back a second time, but now you're watching all like it's all like that nice TV that Elena has. It's like this kind of half ghetto looking TV in a more kind of shabbier room, I guess. But after you lose, the camera pans out, and it's like, I don't know, maybe like a 15-year-old chick playing the game, and then you take control of her and you walk around the house, and you start getting hints here and there that it's Elena's daughter.
that's interesting. So they really are going to continue this series, hopefully.
Well, here's the thing: she doesn't know anything about what they did. Like, she's in the dark about Uncharted 1, 2, and 3. So what eventually happens is there's a cabinet in one of the cabinets that they own, and I guess May left the key somewhere. So May and Elena are gone somewhere. She's there by herself, and she gets into the cabinet, and there's May's holster. There's the coin from Uncharted 1. There's a vial of sap from Uncharted 2. There's that weird cipher thing from Uncharted 3 that you have to put the ring in. And then she finds a picture that was taken during Uncharted 1 with Nate, Elena, and Sully standing over the Spanish treasure, and they holding the shotgun. And finally, Nate and Elena walk back in. And they're kind of like telling her, "Hey, what are you doing there?" And she basically says, "Hey, what were you guys involved in?" It's literally skeletons in that closet because there's a skull in there. And so basically, Elena says like, "Well, it's probably around time that we told her."
Wow.
And they kind of sort of hint at her age, she's older. She's older than you were when you started all this, so that probably puts her around 15 or so. So the series ends up with Nate walking down the beach to the beach by where they live, and starting off with finding Francis Drake's coffin in the middle of the ocean. But yeah, what was nice though with this sequence is you can have her walk around and explore the house a little bit. There's a photo album there. You can flip through it. You see her baby pictures. You see her with Sully. You see her with Sam. And you can find a letter from Sully on the counter. And apparently, I guess Nate owes him money now because he took on a bet that he had to stop smoking. And I guess Sully hasn't had a cigar in like a year or something, so Nate owes him money now.
Oh man.
And you can go around and see some of the photography that Elena's done, and some of the stuff that the legit work they've done.
Oh, yeah, I remember. She was a reporter.
There were pictures of Chloe and Charlie around. I was kind of hoping to see something like that there.
Or Cutter.
Yeah. No, I actually really like Charlie Cutter, but I mean they do get mentioned in the main plot, but it's just kind of they did a mention of, and so they don't really make an appearance.
Oh, in the whole game?
Yeah, I mean, they show the skins in multiplayer, and they do have voices, but that's kind of the extent of it.
But they did say that they're going to do DLC in this. Maybe they're going to have some another.
They could, like I said, there's full. They have their own skins in multiplayer, and they do have sound, voice clips for them. So I mean, the character models are there. There's audio for them. So it's definitely not out of realm of possibility. But here's the other thing, though. There's some talk of Sony about continuing the Uncharted series without Drake, or without Nathan, I should say. I was kind of iffy about that, but given that from the end of Uncharted to the epilogue, or the end of Uncharted 4 to the epilogue, it's like 15 years. And at the ending sequence of the main plot, Nate pretty much retires, but Sam kind of goes up to Sully, basically asking, like, hey, you have to work. So, on Uncharted 5, where, it's about Sam and maybe him working with Chloe and Cutter, I would totally be down to see that. Like, if they continue Uncharted without Nate, it's more than likely going to be Sam and not their kid Cassie.
Why not both?
I would say that would be awesome, but I don't think Nate would be down letting her go on something dangerous like that. And the other thing is, I would imagine, if they made an Uncharted 5, that it would take place around the time where, Cassie's still on internet.
Oh, no, check this out. What if, let's say, Nate and Elena get kidnapped, right? And Sam, they tell Sam, hey, you need to get this piece or whatever and get it to us. And Sam goes to the house and gets caught by the girl saying, hey, what are you stealing? You see where I'm going?
She insists on going.
Yeah.
Given that this is the same writer who did The Last of Us, I could actually see that happening. Maybe 2 or 3 years after the epilogue, when she's I don't know, maybe 18 or something. So I can literally see something like that happening. So I mean, personally, I'd rather see something that takes place in between, so that way they can bring back, Chloe and Cutter and everything.
Who says they can't bring back Chloe and Cutter in this one?
They could, but then it'd be old too.
Yeah, what? An old man. Chloe's gonna age well.
And Cutter's already bald, so he'll probably look the same anyway.
Right, so they don't even have to change the skins.
Oh man, Sully would be all kinds of old.
You can write him out early, like what they did with Cutter. Remember how Cutter broke his leg?
Yeah.
They can do that with Sully.
But yeah, I mean, at first I was kind of no, you can't have Uncharted without Nate, but the writer, they integrated Sam so well into the mythos that if they make a series of games without him, if they made another trilogy, but they were Sam after Uncharted 4, dude, those games would be day one buys for me too.
Oh, the Sam collection. I don't want to play an old guy. He's been complaining the whole time, but more complaining about I'm too old for this crap.
Right. Well, actually, no, he's a little bit more, sure, put the word for how the best way to describe him. He's a little bit more, gung-ho about the business than Nate was, but he's also been in prison for 15 years.
Well, that's the other thing you can talk about, right? I mean, do I really want to play a Sully? Wait, did you say Sam or Sully?
I wouldn't want to play as Sully, but I'd like to have Sully as a key player in the plot.
Yeah, I don't, It'd be very interesting if they progressed in his storyline.
So I mean, they did basically kind of hint that that Sam and Sully were going to be working together. So I wouldn't. I mean, like I said, I wouldn't mind seeing a couple more games where Sam and Sully were working a little bit together, because most of the friction that was between them was more kind of concern for Nate's safety. But Nate's officially retired now, and he's working this legit business. So it's kind of, well, he's not there to worry about anymore. So there goes the kind of source of friction between us. So I can see them working together. And bring in Chloe and Charlie. Just bring in two more characters that were pretty popular. So I mean, I could definitely see the franchise continuing without Nate, without looking like it's just getting milked.
Right. But I
could see like a genuine like plot of the same caliber as the previous games, but centered around Sam.
I don't know. Yeah, I have to play Sam. I gotta be convinced that Sam's a character I want to continue playing for 5 hours to 10 hours.
I mean, I'm not saying that. At the very least, I'm saying the potential is there.
Okay.
It's not going to look like. I highly doubt it's going to feel anything like how Halo did when they just kind of. Now you're this guy.
Okay. How about Sam and his niece?
Like I said, I can get behind something like that. Like if they have her like maybe a little bit older, and it's him and Cassie, kind of like how it was with Joel and Ellie.
Which I still haven't finished. I still haven't played that game yet. It's on my list.
Well, you still got plenty of time before Last of Us 2 comes out.
Yeah. I
don't think Naughty Dog's gonna be working on that just yet. I mean, I don't think they're probably gonna release a couple DLC, like big DLCs, and then go do the thing. Well, who knows? Maybe they're already working on that. Maybe we'll hear something at E3, but I mean, the other thing with the writing was, I did hear that the writer is actually a fan of Anita Sarkeesian, who I personally think is a freaking snake oil salesman, con artist, and a career victim.
And that's another episode coming up.
well, I mean, here's the thing. I'm not gonna go into a full rant about that, but with the plot. To be honest, I never noticed any of her crap getting shoved into the plot. Like I never noticed any of the stuff she whines about or anything like that in the plot. I mean, I've heard a YouTuber Mundane Matt mention that Cassie kind of looks like Anita. I didn't see it. I mean, if anything, she does look like
Elena.
She looks like Nate. She looks like Nate with glasses, but with Elena's hair. Like she looks like Nate as a kid. And the whole stuff about like feminism and stuff that okay. There is one thing I did have a problem with when it came to the plot. Nadine Ross, the mercenary leader, you don't get a real boss fight with her. She just kind of there's a couple of scripted encounters, and then as far as the plot goes, she literally just leaves. She basically says, "Okay, screw this. I've lost too many men. This isn't worth it. I'm out." Bye.
So you literally win by war of attrition.
Yeah, and she just leaves. I mean, there's no big boss fight at the end or anything like that. I mean, I I mean, I know Nate's not the kind of, not like, the cold-hearted killer type. I would love to see it have a boss fight on the shootout with her. She gets injured, and she's there just saying, like, yeah, you want to just leave me, and then, he just goes, and slowly come pick Nadine up. And then, like, at the end, she's like, the kind of, typical, like, all right, I know what you want. But that was kind of my only thing. Like, they did a great job building her up to be like a villain character. Like, the scripted encounters, like, yeah, like, she's getting better, how am I going to beat her? And then there's no big boss fight at the end. So it's kind of like, oh, okay. And I felt like I was just left kind of hanging when it came to her character. That would probably be the only real complaint I have as far as the plot goes, was that it just felt like Nadine just kind of was there for the sake of appearing. Like they build her up to be this badass character, but then there's no boss fight at the end. You just feel like, yeah, like I said, you're just kind of left hanging.
Oh, well. I mean, maybe they're trying to leave room.
It doesn't kill the experience, so, I mean, let me say that.
I mean, I could see in the boardroom, they're like, we're running out of time. Well, what's the whole point of this game? It's more about Sam. So let's...
Yeah, it's about Nate. It's about the brothers. So, I mean, yeah, I can see that as having been what happened. Because, I mean, essentially what happens at the end is she locks Nate, the main bad guy, and Sam in the room with the treasure. Basically saying, oh, you want it so bad here, you can have it. And she locks him in the room.
Well, they were supposed to die in that room?
Yeah, she expected him to die in the room.
So she'll be back.
Yeah, I mean, they took the test things, man. I mean, I could definitely, like I said, they make an Uncharted 5 that takes place maybe, like 2 or 3 years after this one. I could see Sam running into her again and her being maybe the main antagonist. But I mean,
I'll have more.
It felt like they left you hanging when it came with her. But
I'll have more to comment on once I actually play the game. So I'm sure there's gonna be a part 2 of this episode. I was going to talk about Civil War in this episode, but I'm going to skip that for now since it's running a little long in the tooth. But I'm really excited to see Uncharted 4.
I mean, if I was going to, my rating for it, let's see, in terms of stability, I had no crashes, I had no can advances, like I never got stuck anywhere where I had to reload the game. In terms of that aspect, the game's perfect. Visuals, the game was perfect. The visuals look great. Very little, like, tearings or funky visuals. Like, I didn't see any visual glitches. The gameplay mechanics, they don't work like they did before. Overall plot, I'm giving the plot by itself like maybe 8.5 or 9 out of 10.
Is it better? How would you rate it in terms of the plot from the other 4 games?
Okay, let's see. Uncharted 1, I would have given that an 8.
Alright.
Uncharted 2 would have gotten 9. 3, I would have given it a 10. As far as plot goes, 3 was my favorite one. Because I really like the aspect of how it focused on the relationship between Nate and Sully. Where Nate and Elena go forward, and what I really liked though was they didn't force a love triangle out of it. like Chloe was there in the beginning, but she knew that her and Nate were just friends at this point. So they didn't try to finagle a love triangle out of that. Like, that was already resolved in Uncharted 2. I mean, yeah, as far as plot goes, yeah, 3 was my favorite one. 3 gets to 10 for plot. So far, I'm liking what I see on the multiplayer, but the lack of the co-op from the previous games, I have to give it like maybe 8.5. The overall experience, definitely 9. Let me rephrase that. Overall experience is at least a 9. If they had in DLC, like if they had in co-op DLC, easily it goes up to 10. So that would be my final assessment of it. Solely a 9. Has the potential to be a 10. Like how I remember you said the reviewers felt like, you know, it was like being with old friends again. That was definitely how the game felt.
Nice. So would you, in ordering the game of the best games, I'm assuming you'd go with 3, 4, 2, 1, and then the Vita one somewhere in between?
If I'm gonna order it from best to worst, I don't want to kind of worst because none of them were bad, but you know, top to bottom, yeah, definitely 3, 4, 2, and 1, and Golden Abyss will actually be tied. Because Golden Abyss it definitely felt like an Uncharted game, and for the most part, the touchscreen features didn't feel too forced. I did like a lot of it. The only thing that pissed me off was, again, touchscreen QTE boss fights. Like, it was literally pure QTE. So, I hate QTE, so that was enough to kind of make me rage sell the game after I beat it. I mean, overall, I still recommend it. But yeah, there's my that would be my ordering of best to good. It's definitely a must-have. I mean, if you have a PS4, you have absolutely no reason to not have this game other than like you can't afford it.
Yeah, I'm there. Stuff got expensive. It happens. I'll get to it. I know you guys are having me get to it soon, and I'll try.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I'll die.
Oh, there was one more thing I almost forgot to mention. So I've been playing a second playthrough on the game with mirror mode on, and it's. Let me tell you, when you have it in mirror mode, it completely throws you off. It feels like you're playing like new levels.
Oh, because it's opposite directions or everything?
Yeah, everything's it's all reversed.
That's
so I mean, why have like the plot's the same, the setting's the same, but the levels feel new. It's not like. I mean, it's like you know where everything's at, but since everything's reversed, it still throws you off. So things still feel new. Like I'm actually still getting lost at places again.
Well, it might actually be even more difficult because you go in thinking you know it.
Right. Oh, speaking of feeling like I'm getting lost, there was one thing I forgot to mention with the graphics.
Yeah.
You remember on the PS3 version how the handholds kind of tended to stand out a little bit?
Yeah.
Like how they stood up on the background graphics. Here it's all uniform, so there are times where you literally don't know where to go because the graphics are so good. Like the handholds, they look like they're part of they look more natural. So I've actually had times where I'm like, oh, I'm supposed to jump there? That's a handhold? I thought that was just a terrain feature.
That's cool. So I guess I'll probably get this before I get Doom. Just because, you know, it's...
Well, yeah, I mean, I definitely... I will pick this up before Doom only because you have 2 people waiting on you.
Well, I'm sure that our next episode will cover why Doom is awesome.
Yeah.
On the side note, did you see that they actually incorporated Doom 2 levels in Doom? Oh, Doom 1 and Doom 2?
I heard about that cameo where they put they had like that level that was like a classic Doom level or something like that.
Oh, it's not just a cameo. You can continuously unlock different levels from the older Dooms, and then you can actually play them from the menu if you want.
Oh wow!
So if you find like the switch in that level in like episode 1, level 1 for Doom in this most recent Doom, Doom 4, and there's a switch in there where you can find an unlockable which unlocks episode 1, level 1 of the original Doom, and you can play it in your Doom 4 playthrough. You can play it with the new, but it has all the upgraded weapons and the old characters in there. Oh, sorry, upgraded characters in there, like their sprites. But the whole level itself looks like what do you call it? Looks old school. And then since you've unlocked it, you can go to the menu. Like if you go out of your current Doom 4 playthrough, and you can just select to play the old game with upgraded people and stuff. So it's kind of cool.
Oh man, I might just buy that game on Tuesday when I get paid again.
No, be patient.
I'll finish my mirror playthrough through Uncharted, and then oh man, it's gonna be good summer.
Right. All right. Anyways, I think this is a good place to stop the show.
Yeah, I think so too.
Man, feels nice to be. It feels nice to have the people who you grew up with make games and content for you, and that you're older now. That makes any sense whatsoever. But so I'm thoroughly happy where I'm at. I mean, as movies wise and everything wise, like all the content, I'm pretty much happy with 80% of the remakes or anything like that.
With Doom, a lot of the guys our age, I have yet to see anything bad said about it.
Right.
I mean, the only bad things I've heard about Doom came from the freaking the Call of Duty generation.
Well, yeah, because they don't get it, you know.
Right.
It's tough for them to get this. It's not, you know, it's like John Romero said, right? Storyline in games is like storyline in porn. It's nice, but it's not always needed.
Right. Well, I mean, just the pacing of it. Every one of the guys I've talked to has said it's like classic Doom. You stay put, you die. There's none of this, you know, shoot, duck until the screen stops turning red.
Yeah. No. Nothing. All the videos I've seen, you keep moving. You just keep moving, and it's the difference of playing a tank, playing like a strategy game, and playing a game where you play like a shark. You just have to keep moving.
Right. You know, I might actually pick that game up in the middle of next week, just so I can have something to, just so we can get into Doom a little bit for the next our next episode.
Man, I'm so jealous that you're single. Sorry, this is the right time for the gays, man. I don't know what.
Why do you think I'm still single?
Can't afford to be. Die. All right. Anyways, for Boxer, for Dictator, whoever else is still listening and not falling asleep,
right.
Have a good week, and we'll see you guys next week. Peace. Oh, sorry. Any last words?
Last words. Well, I mean, being reading the Uncharted episode, well, I'm trying to think what was Avery's supposed to. I'm a man of fortune, and therefore I must seize my fortune.
And for me, it's damn. I'm still playing
and my
Street
fortune
Fighter.
is doom. So.
Oh, my gosh. Okay, I'm gonna end the episode in a second. Right after I freaking try to kill this Guile. No. Okay. Peace out, everybody. Have a good week. Do, 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 do.